Now, on the last launch in October, they did successfully catch the booster. It was really spectacular to watch. This time around, the launch tower was apparently damaged on the liftoff, and so they aborted the catch and landed the booster in the Gulf of Mexico. But
I think the shoes were too close to the heater.
And Starship, the part that goes into space,
I don't know if the cast moved them or if I moved them.
And relit one of its
somehow I think that was it.
Before it came back in.
I don't smell it anymore.
Australia. That engine relight's actually pretty important.
Shut off the heater for a while, then turn
making
it back on.
A spaceship capable of going
Doesn't stink in there
as
anymore.
opposed to just going up near orbit and coming back down.
Amid all those details, I want to make sure that you said Mechazilla.
I did say Mechazilla.
I appreciate that whoever's naming things is celebrating their inner 10-year-old here and there. For those of us who are interested in going to Mars, you know, where does this milestone put us in terms of that long-term goal of flights to Mars, of eventual Mars settlements?
This is a teeny tiny step on that. SpaceX still needs to catch Starship when it comes back to land. They haven't tried that yet. And another thing they've got to do to reach the moon and Mars is transfer fuel from one Starship to another while they're both in space. That's never been done before. It could end up being quite tricky. So there is a lot more testing needed, but things may be about to speed up quite a bit under President Trump.
Right. He showed up for the launch. He has mentioned Elon Musk and his rocket several times in his rallies
in Alabama.
Right now, they are incredibly
He wants to move our
close.
space
So
command to
what
Alabama.
can the president do to speed up this program?
Yeah, the government has a real big role to play here. Starship testing was actually slowed down earlier this year because of regulatory and environmental issues.
Trump.
Now it looks like some of those sorts of problems might disappear. Regulators might pave the way under a Trump administration to allow more launches. And in fact, the Federal Aviation Administration, which oversees SpaceX, just released a proposal to allow 25 Starship launches next year. That would be a huge
He kind of got elected. It's kind of like, okay, now I'm going to show you what everyone's
It's also
going to do.
possible the Trump administration could direct billions in government funding to develop Starship, but we're just going to have to wait and see what comes out of all this.
That is NPR science correspondent Jeff Brumfield. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
This is NPR News.
Distinctive news and music programs are here for you, thanks in part to philanthropic investments in CPR. Thanks to Greg Elenoff and Selena Eisner for making a difference in our community. Learn about giving levels at CPR.org.
Support comes from the Colorado Lottery, reminding residents that the Colorado Lottery has given more than $4.2 billion back to protect open space, as well as fund parks, rec centers, and trails across the state. Learn more at playoncolorado.com.
Hi, it's Shankar Vedantam, host of Hidden Brain from NPR. Nothing excites me more than learning something that reshapes how I see the world.
What I see isn't exactly what's out there, it's what my brain allows me to see.
Challenge how you see the world with Hidden Brain.
Saturdays at 5 on CPR News and KRCC.
I'm Janine Herbst with these headlines. At the UN's climate summit in Azerbaijan called COP29, countries agreed on a deal calling on developed countries to give at least $300 billion to poorer countries to fight against climate change. The deal at the 10th talks is nowhere near the $1.3 trillion developing countries wanted, but it is 3 times the yearly amount in the current deal that expires this year. In Texas, the State Board of Education voted this week to allow the teaching of the Bible in public elementary schools. And heavy rain and snow are dousing wildfire concerns in the northeastern U.S. In New Jersey, officials lifted statewide fire restrictions. But in the west, a bomb cyclone and an atmospheric river is bringing a new risk to wildfire-ravaged areas. I'm Janine Herbst, NPR News. Support for NPR comes from the station and from the Joyce Foundation, committed to advancing racial equity and economic mobility for the next generation in the Great Lakes region. Learn more at joycefdn.org. From the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, recognizing extraordinarily creative individuals with a track record of excellence. More information on